All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Wakakadash. Double honors to the apostle of great millstone, our teachers, and salutations to the Akim, and teaching the truth of the folk on our earth and children of the city, man. So this is a quick lesson, just going into how is the Lord coming back with clouds. And the scriptures talk about man of the Lord on clouds, flying robes, and cherubims. And these all things is signify of chariots, man. So when you hear different things like the Lord riding on a cloud or coming back with clouds, it's talking about chariots. So them are vehicles of the Lord, weaponry, man, that the Lord is about to use, or that we used back in the ancient days to get around there, man. And this time when the Lord returns, he's going to have many chariots in the clouds that's going to block out the sun. And it's going to judge the world and the nations because of all the wickedness, man. They say that we should be beamed up in the chambers. What chamber is a hiding place. And what can you hide in the chariot? You can't be banged up in a cloud. So what is that talking about? That really is talking about chariots. So with no further ado, I'm going to prove that because I got this from the scripture, Revelation 1 and verse 7. It said, behold, he cometh with clouds, and that's talking about Yahweh Shai, and every eye shall see him, and they also who pierce him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail before him, even so. Amen. So when the Lord come back, he's coming back with his reparee, meaning the chariots. And guess what? Every eye should see him. So no matter where you at, you're going to see the chariots, the fathership of the Heavenly Father, man. And he's coming back with many chariots, man. It's just not going to be one or two or three or hundreds. It's going to be thousands. Thousands and thousands of chariots, man. And the scriptures prove that, man. So let's get a couple more. And we're going to close it out. I don't want to make a long video, but I just want to prove that point. This Psalms 104, verse, let's start at 1. Bless the Lord, O my soul. O Lord, my power, thou art very great. Thou art clothed with honor and majesty, who clothed thyself with light as with a garment, who stretched out the heaven like a curtain, who laid the beam of his chambers in the waters, who made the clouds his chariots, right? And that's what it is. The Lord had made his clouds his chariots, right? And it say, who made the clouds his chariots, who walk upon the wings of the wind. And that's what it is. Them clouds is signified for chariots, man. When the Lord return and you see him, he's coming back with chariots. The ones that you call UFOs, but really they IFOs, man. Eye identification, because we know what they are. And that's what it is. And when he come back, he's coming back with many chariots. Let's prove that. This Psalms 68, verse 17. It say the chariots of God are 20,000, even thousands of angels. The Lord is among them as Sinai in the holy place. So when the Lord returns, it's going to be a million. It's going to be thousands of chariots in the sky. And that's the Lord reparee, man. And you're going to see, everyone is going to see him. His enemy is going to be front center, that pierce him. And that's what the scriptures talk about when you see, when you hear clouds or he's riding on a cloud. It's meaning he's riding on a chariot, man. And them chariots is going to do lots of damage. It's going to bring fire, shoot laser beams that second Esdras talk about. These chariots is all weaponry of the Lord. And it's going to destroy the nations, man. Because it tell you about, in Revelations, the nations shall war with the Lamb. And how is they going to war? They're going to try to fight with the Lord in the clouds, man. It say Micah and his angels fought against the dragon and his angels, man. So it will be a war in heaven. That's why Donald Trump made put more money into space force. He just had a new symbol that just came out, man. Russia have a space, I guess, force or something like that. Hey, these nations is gearing up to what war against the Lord with His returns because they see them chariots in different places. They try to chase them down. They try to shoot them down, and they see how fast they are, and they cannot do nothing with them, man. And more you're going to see that you can't fight against the Lord, man. And the Lord is going to prevail. It tell you in Second Ezra that they shall dirt. Let's get that before I go on, man. It tell you Second Ezra 13. This Second Ezra 13 and 7. But I would have seen the reason of places whereout the hill was graven, and I came not. And after this I behold, and lo, all they which gathered together to subdue him were so afraid. So these nations are going to be afraid. But it said, yet they doth fright. Because guess what? The Lord is going to put on their spirit to fight against him when he returned. Verse 9, and lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, and he must lift up his hand and held a sword, nor any instrument of war. But also I saw that he sent out his mouth as it had been a blast of fire and lazy bands, and out of his lips a flame of breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests, man. And that's what it is. When the Lord returns, he's coming back with chariots and about to judge this world. Let's get that. This is Isaiah 66 and 15. For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword would the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many, man. And that's what it is. The Lord is returning to slay all the wicked, because when you look up that word plead, it means to judge. So the Lord is going to judge everyone on the face of the earth with these chariots and with his vehicles, man. And when you hear about a flying road, which, let's get that, man. This is Zechariah. This is Zechariah 5, verse 1. It says, then I turned and looked and lift up my eyes and looked, and behold, a flying road. Now we know physically a road can't fly in the air. So what is this really talking about? This talking about a UFO, really IFO, is identification object, and it's gonna and we identify because it's a chariot of the Lord. And he said, and to me, what say thou? And I answered, I see a flying road. So when Zechariah was given his vision, he was seeing chariots, right? They say, or a chariot, the length thereof, and this, what he saw, how big it was. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof was 10 cubits. Then said unto me, this is the curse that go forth over the face of the whole earth. For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off, as on this side according to it, and everyone that swears shall be cut off as on that side according to it, man. And this is a curse according to Zechariah that's going to devour all the wicked, man. The ones that want to not get right and steal and not obey the Heavenly Father, man. This is a curse that the Lord has sent that to judge these people, man. And you can keep reading on because this whole chapter is good, but we don't have to go into it. We got the point. I just got basically just one more scripture just proving the chariots, because chariots is real. A lot of people be like them aliens in the sky, but no, they're not aliens. They made a movie, Mars on Earth, or Earth on Mars, or something like that. Meaning them green people was in came and flying objects came on Earth. And guess what? Hey, that was just a signifier of what's to come, how the Lord was going to return with chariots. And they know what these things are that fly in the speed of light, that they can't catch. They always, if you go into the military, they see and spot on a satellite and they see on different things that track in the sky, they know what these things is, man. Don't fool you. They not just gearing up things in a space for no reason, man. For no reason. They not putting things in outer space for no reason. Just Bill Clinton put it in the law a long time ago to create this uh, space force. Obama is just doing the same thing, and just like Barack Obama, man, it's the same thing because they gearing up to fight against the Lord, and just like how that movie Independence Day, when you get that scene when that big old chariot in the midst of it, it was like fire and amber, that just signify the how it looked, and it came right out the scriptures in Ezekiel, man. This Ezekiel 1 and 4, it's saying like, look, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north, a great cloud, and that's what it looked like, because it's so big. They described it as a cloud, but it's really a chariot. So when you go into that movie, I wish I had the clip, I can show you, but it's when you look and they looked north, like looked up, and that big old cloud, it was fire and amber in the midst of it. That's in that big old ship. That's the fathership, which they call a mothership, but really the fathership that's coming back to destroy the things of the earth and the nations. And the fire unhoved itself, and the bright was about it out of the midst of a color of amber, out of the midst of the fire. And that's what you see in that clip. When you pull it up, just put in Independence Day, the scene of the chariot, or when they were running away and they was coming to the earth, and people was running, and chaos was happening, man. It say, also out of the midst there came likeness of four little creatures, and there was their appearance, and they like of a man, and every one have four wings, and every one have four faces, and every one have four wings, and that basically is going to how it look, man. So with that, just a little quick lesson, just proving how is the Lord coming back with clouds. He coming back with the chariots, and he's coming to destroy this place for all the wickedness and atrocity that they have promoted and promoted on under the nations, man. So with that, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Wakakadash. Double honors to the apostle and great millstone teachers, and salutations to the Akim teaching the truth of the folk on the urban children city, man. Till next time, I want to say Shalom.